Hello everyone. This is gonna be my first video on the new table, I think. Anyways, it's just gonna be a quick one. This motor here is from a ComfortMate pedestal fan. If I have a picture of it, I'll overlay it on the screen. Anyways, that thing came into my shop with seized bearings and a blown thermal fuse. So, you know, I take off the motor housing to inspect it. And this thing was riveted shut. So, you know, I pretty much gave up as soon as I saw that. After giving up, I just parted out the fan, threw a few parts into my spares bin, and threw this motor into my scrap metal bin because I didn't know if I'd actually need to pluck anything off of it. Turns out I did. Anyways, when I had to take this thing apart, I ended up drilling through the rivets, which is what I always do. And by always, I mean this is my first time trying to around with a fan that has a riveted shut motor. And well, yeah, you can see things got a bit worse after that though, because I pried open the motor, tried to take it apart to harvest the thrust washers. As I'm sure you can see though, things got a bit more difficult after that because, well, it has one of those shafts that's keyed instead of just using a head pin. And I've found with a lot of motors that have keyed shafts, it is impossible to get the front bearing off without sanding down the motor shaft. And I don't have my metal file with me, so instead I just used a hacksaw and cut the shaft in half so I could get the thrust washers off of it. So yeah, that's not very good serviceability wise. Among other things that I've noticed, front bearing is nice and lubricated. The back bearing is bone dry. I mean, if you touch this, there's no oil that ends up on your hand whatsoever. And because the motor is never gonna run again anyways, I just decided to do a bit of an experiment. Try drilling an oil port into the back of it, which I think went fairly successfully. I might even end up doing this to more fans if it, you know, actually ends up working that well every time. Although, of course, I'd never do that on a fan with pot metal bearings. That would not go well. And yeah, that's about it for this one. I'm gonna harvest all the copper from this. Oh, and also just look at this quality rotor. That's from me hammering it to snap the shaft. But anyways, look at the pattern just totally disappears here. That is pathetic. Okay, see ya.